Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. Kate Van Riper joins us again to talk more about Innerscape Wellness, the name of her company, of course, based out of beautiful Brentwood, Tennessee. That's right in the Nashville area. We're excited to have her back today to talk more about hypnosis for insomnia, what insomnia even is, and how, of course, hypnosis can provide better quality of sleep. Welcome to the show today, Kate. How are you?
Hi, doing well. Thank you. Great to be here.
Great to have you back. Would you mind giving us a little description of the company and what you offer before we begin?
Sure, sure. My company is a hypnotherapy practice. It's called Innerscape Wellness. And I help people with making changes in their lives, many of them transformational changes through the power of their own minds. The process is designed to help them unlock their full potential, overcome and achieve positive, lasting changes in their life. Um, I've been a practicing clinical hypnotherapist for about 7.5 years, and I started practicing in the San Diego area in a town called Encinitas. I
Ooh.
moved, yeah, it's a really nice little beach town. I moved to the Nashville, Tennessee area a little over a year ago, and I'm now practicing here in Brentwood, just south of Nashville. So I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist, and I have a degree in psychology, and I've taught classes at University of California, San Diego Center for Integrative Health, and at a nonprofit for people with neurological disorders called Adapt Functional Movement Center in Carlsbad, California. So I work with a variety of issues and habits that people want to make changes in their lives for, and including getting better sleep. Um, Caveat, I'm not a licensed psychologist or healthcare provider, so it's important to work with your healthcare team and use hypnotherapy as an adjunct to other treatment.
Wow. And how can we contact you? Could you share the website for us, please?
Yes, yes, the website is either innerscapewellness.com or katevanriper.com. I'll spell it KateVanRiper.com.
Perfect. And for today's conversation, what did you have in mind? We're talking about sleep, right?
We're talking about sleep, and hopefully we can stay awake long enough to get through it.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm talking about insomnia, which is a huge problem. We've all experienced it. And I just want to talk a little bit about that and some ideas and techniques for helping with sleeplessness.
Right? Yeah. What is it even? All right. Let's start off with that.
Well, it's a sleep disorder that's characterized by, of course, having difficulty falling asleep. And even if you're tired, uh, waking up frequently during the night, or difficulty waking up too soon in the morning or too late, or feeling just unrefreshed when you wake up in the morning. And as we all know, this can lead to a lot of daytime fatigue, irritability, difficulty concentrating, and impaired function in your daily activities. Insomnia can be either acute, which is short term, or chronic, which is long term. And it can
Hmm.
have various causes, including stress, anxiety, depression, medical conditions, medications, caffeine or alcohol consumption, having irregular sleep schedules like going to bed at different
Yeah.
times every night, or just things in your environment. You've tried to use various treatments, including making some lifestyle changes. Sometimes cognitive behavioral therapy is used for this, or sleep medications, and maybe nothing has worked for you. So rather than focusing really on more of the science side of sleep, which is pretty complex, we're just going to focus on things that you can do to actually get a good night's sleep.
Okay. Perfect. We're looking
So,
forward to that. I had a rough one last night.
oh, sorry to hear that. Well, that's that's not a good thing, but you know what? There's things you can do to control your ability to sleep. so that you can wake up in the morning refreshed and you can just tackle anything that comes your way because now
Okay.
you'll have more control over your ability to sleep. So, first, maybe I can talk about some of the reasons you might struggle to fall asleep or stay
Please.
asleep.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think that's a good one.
there can be a lot of reasons, but I think some of the most common are two things: stress and anxiety. Well, I'm kind of lumping that into one.
Yeah,
And
it
then
is. Yep.
negative self-talk, what you're telling yourself about sleep or your situation. So stress and anxiety, they're such a part of our daily lives that it can be difficult to even imagine living in a relaxed, calm state. But it's essential for you to be in a relaxed, calm state of
Yeah.
body and mind. Yeah, to easily fall asleep and to stay asleep. So, what's the best way to get into a relaxed, calm state?
Hmm.
Well, I don't know that there's just one best way, but I do know that one of the best ways is focusing on the here and now. So, what do I
Uh-huh.
mean by that? Yeah, I mean, I'm focusing on the present moment, the experience of the immediate, of what it's like to be who you are in this very moment. And it's about feeling fully engaged and aware of yourself right now, rather than paying attention to thoughts about the past or worries about the future. Being in the present involves observing yourself without any judgment, which can be a hard thing to do and takes some practice.
Yep.
So, just noticing sensations in your body and the thoughts that come and go without assigning any meaning at all to them, that's without judgment. So it takes a little practice. So that's one of the things I'd like to talk about more. And I don't know, many of us are so good at analyzing things that it feels kind of foreign to simply notice what you're thinking and let it pass without attaching some kind of meaning to it. So it
Okay.
could be a new experience for some people. Have you
Mm-hmm.
ever tried it?
Nope, I have not. Not till today.
Okay. Here's some ways that I think will help to focus on the present moment.
Sure.
Um, Spend some time each day as you go along through your day, just noticing your breathing. Notice your bodily sensations. Are you feeling tense, or are you feeling, upset stomach, or are you feeling relaxed in some part of your body and not another part? And as you're just kind of considering that and focusing on it, your mind wanders, which is a very natural thing. You just gently bring it back to the present moment without judging yourself for it.
Yeah.
Uh, Whether you're eating, you're walking, or doing a household task or at work, just pay attention to the sensations, the sights, the sounds, and the smells of the activity that you're doing. Just use your senses. Take a
Okay.
moment to notice what you can see around you, what you can hear, smell, taste, and touch. And this will help actually ground you, center you, balance you in the present moment.
Okay.
Another thing is to focus on your breath. Your breath is always with you. So, using it as an anchor can help bring your attention back to the present whenever you feel distracted or overwhelmed. And that helps to calm you. Uh, Try accepting your thoughts and feelings rather than trying to push them away.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Thoughts and emotions sometimes can kind of take over. So that's counter to staying in the present moment sometimes. So if you can just accept that maybe you're thinking something or you're feeling a certain way and just let it go, that can help you stay more in the present. A
Yeah.
couple more things are just limit distractions, especially at night as you're trying to go to sleep. So take time away from your screen time or from multitasking, which used to be kind of the big thing, but now they're saying that, it's much more productive to
Mm-hmm.
actually focus on one thing rather than multitasking. So take time away from screen or multitasking and allow yourself to just fully immerse in only one thing at a time.
Okay.
And one other thing is to practice gratitude.
Mm.
Just take a moment to appreciate the small things in your life, like focusing on what you're grateful for or appreciate in the current moment. So just remember that being present is a skill that takes practice, and
Okay.
you start with small steps and just be patient with yourself as you learn how to embrace the here and now, especially as you're ready to fall asleep. Let's see. I think the next thing you might want to consider is focusing on relaxation. So now you're in the present moment and now you want to feel relaxed, right? So I thought it was interesting that the word relaxation actually comes from the Latin meaning which means again, and laxare, which means loosen, and then ation, which means the state of. So relaxation is actually a state of loosening something again. So I just found that kind of an interesting way to think about it as you're trying to relax before you go to sleep. So relaxation helps to bring the body back into balance and to regulate the fight or flight response that we feel when we're stressed. It's particularly helpful if you're having sleeplessness due to anxiety or worries about what happened today or what might happen tomorrow. What's a good way to re-loosen yourself again? Well, most of us know it's not through alcohol, caffeine, or drugs, but it could be any number or combination of other things. So I'm curious, how do you relax, Jill?
Well, it's not easy for me. I don't relax much, right? Being a mom with two boys, there's really no relaxing. I don't read. I watch TV sometimes. I watch Datelines. I love those crime shows, but I would say that kind of relaxes me. I do like watching those crime shows at night. Guilty. But other than that, I really do nothing to relax. I'm always on my feet. After work, it's always with the kids. I don't do much relaxation and at all.
Well, if you want to, and I think it's always a good idea to kind of rejuvenate yourself a little bit, one thing that you and other people can do during their busy day is exercise some breathing techniques.
Okay.
Okay, so breathing is a good way to actually relax. Um, Breathing techniques are designed to bring the body into a deep state of relaxation.
Okay.
So there are specific patterns that involve holding the breath for a period of time that allow your body to replenish its oxygen and relax. Um, so one of these techniques that focuses on kind of breathing from the lungs outward is called the 4-7-8 technique.
Okay.
And it can give your organs, your cells, a much needed oxygen boost. So it's been described as a natural tranquilizer for the nervous system. So what you do is you find a place to sit down, or in the case of trying to go to sleep, you're lying down,
Uh-huh.
make yourself comfortable, and you prepare by putting your tongue on the roof of your mouth right behind your front teeth.
Okay.
And you'll need to keep your tongue in place throughout the practice. So it takes practice sometimes to keep your tongue in that place. So the way it works is you're exhaling during 4-7-8 breathing, which can be easier for some people when they purse their lips too, like
Mm-hmm.
you know, like that. So these are the steps. This is all in the cycle of one breath. You let your lips part a little bit. You make a whooshing sound, exhaling completely through your mouth. Next, you close your lips and inhale slightly through your nose as you count to 4 in your head. Then for 7 seconds, hold that breath. And now make another whooshing exhale from your mouth for 8 seconds. That ensures that you get all the air out of your lungs. And then when you inhale again, you start the cycle all over again. So you practice this pattern for 4 full breaths.
Mm-hmm.
The
Okay.
held breath, the held breath for 7 seconds is the most critical part of this practice. It's also recommended that you only practice 4-7-8 breathing for 4 breaths when you're first starting out. so you can kind of work yourself up to it. You don't want to hyperventilate, which might actually knock you out, but that's not the way to do it. Um, so if you're experiencing mild sleeplessness due to anxiety or stress, 478 breathing could help you get the rest that you've been missing. Um, but sometimes the technique isn't enough on its own. So you might want to combine it with other things like getting a sleeping mask, having a white noise machine, um, using earplugs, or just playing relaxing music. Sometimes people like diffusing essential oils like lavender. Um, just reduce your caffeine take, several hours before bedtime, and alcohol intakes, certainly. And sometimes doing a little bit of stretching yoga can relax you because you're doing a similar kind of breathing when you're doing yoga. So that's helping out, is using breathing along with some other techniques like being in the here and now.
Oh, all right, good. I like
Would you like
this.
to hear about visualization?
Yes, please.
Okay. So that's another way you can combine different techniques, not only being in the here and now and doing breathing, but actually visualizing yourself being in a relaxed state. And I think we probably have time to go through sort of like this technique steps.
Yeah.
Um, so just ask yourself if you're ready to go into a very relaxing state, to allow yourself to sleep deeply each night. And you find a small spot wherever you're at. Hopefully, if it's for sleep, you're in your bed. Find a small spot to gaze at. Could be on the
Okay.
wall, on the ceiling, or something in your room, but you keep yourself focused on that one spot. You don't let your eyes turn away. And as you look there, you tell yourself to blink your eyes with every number that you count,
Mm,
starting with the number 10. Then you imagine yourself at the top of a set of stairs leading to a beautiful beach. And you'll be stepping down the stairs, counting down from 10 to 1. And when you get to 1, you'll be in a very relaxed, comfortable state, and you'll receive the knowledge that you need to go into and maintain a restful, peaceful, and rejuvenating sleep. And you count down from 10 to 1, each number representing the next step down the stairs. You reach the sand, and you can visualize, you can imagine feeling the sand so soft and warm under your feet. You just feel the sensations under your bare feet. You look up and you see an expanse of sandy beach. You can hear the gentle sounds of waves hitting the beach. Perhaps you can feel a soft, warm breeze as you walk. You notice the smell of the salty air. And what kind of sounds do you hear now? Maybe it's birds, seagulls. Just take in everything you can about this experience from all of your senses. Then you notice a place in the sand that you find and decide that it's a perfect place to lay down and take a nap. So you go ahead and lay down. And before you close your eyes to rest, you actually look out into the ocean. You watch the horizon. You notice the sun setting on the horizon, the beautiful colors in the sky. And as you continue to watch the sunset, you gently close your eyes and
mm-hmm.
fall into an easy, natural, deep, and relaxing sleep. And that's it. Isn't that kind of relaxing?
Visualization. Yes.
Yeah,
Never done that, but it's great 'cause I'm also looking at the steps on the notes as we're going through it. And I'm like, okay, I actually have them written down. I could do this.
you can do it. You
I
can
could
do it.
screenshot it on my phone. Yes.
Absolutely, you can do it. You can do it actually whenever you take a break. If you want
Yeah.
to relax yourself, before maybe a presentation or something like that.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
so do we have enough time to get to the negative self-talk part?
Yeah, we have 4 minutes.
Okay,
Can
all
we do
right.
it quick? Go ahead. Yes, I
I
think
think
so.
we can do it quick. Yeah. So another reason that people can't fall asleep sometimes or relax themselves is negative self-talk. And that's thinking thoughts or telling yourself, oh, I've had such a tough day. I'm going
Uh,
to have trouble getting to sleep, or whatever it is you tell yourself that's kind of counter to letting
yeah.
yourself sleep. So here's some strategies for that. So you identify some negative patterns, pay attention to the thoughts and the beliefs that you have about yourself, and notice when you're engaging in negative self-talk, and try to identify patterns or things that trigger you to think negatively, and then challenge those thoughts. Once you've identified the negative thoughts, challenge them by questioning whether they're really accurate,
Okay.
whether they're valid. Yeah, I mean, it's like, is that really true?
Yeah.
Ask yourself if there's any evidence to support the thoughts, or if they're based on assumptions or some kind of, distorted thinking. And then you reframe negative thoughts. You reframe them into a more balanced and realistic statement. For example, instead of saying, I'll never fall asleep,
Hmm.
you could say, I may have difficulty falling asleep, but I'm learning how to control it, and I'll get better and better at it. So it sets you up for a positive experience. And then, of course, give yourself a break. Um, have some compassion and patience with yourself, especially when, you're going through a tough time and stress is a problem. You can use affirmations, use positive affirmations to counteract your negative self-talk. You can repeat affirmations that you create yourself. An example is, I'm capable of allowing myself to get high quality sleep. I deserve to get the restoration and rejuvenation of good sleep. Or, I finish my day and I'm ready to sleep,
Yeah.
to just reinforce positive beliefs about yourself.
Oh,
And then you focus on your strengths and accomplishments. Remind yourself of your strengths and your accomplishments. Celebrate your success, no matter how small, especially at the end of the day. Like, what went well today? And then take some joy in that. There's other things you can do too, but it's most important to set realistic expectations. Um, be easy on yourself about what you can achieve, and just set achievable goals for yourself,
hmm.
recognizing that maybe you'll have a challenge one night, but the next night just keep doing it and you'll get better and better at it.
Well, thank you for that. And we could all start trying that today and tonight. I'm going to. It's probably because I'm sick. I'm not sleeping well because I've been sick for 5 days. But thank you for these techniques and these tips. Could you share how we can contact you again?
Right, right. You can contact me at katevanriper.com or innerscapewellness.com. And there's actually a button on there if you want to schedule a consultation or just ask questions, and we can actually chat about your situation.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much for being here. Looking forward to the next time we connect. Have a great day, okay?
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.